You were the kind of junior who was basically immune to cheesy pickup lines, yet an A-list pop star suddenly had an epiphany about you and confessed in front of tens of millions during a live stream. Even that hint you dropped 3 years ago, "I want to appear on your dinner table someday," only just hit him after his brain took the scenic route around the earth 3 full times. His agent nearly had a breakdown overnight, wailing in despair, and just as the entire venue erupted in screams, I got bombarded with rainbow hearts and an endless stream of SpongeBob stickers from him. Back when I was hopelessly chasing after my senior, I said, "Next time we eat together, I want to show up on your dinner table." He asked, "What's that supposed to mean?" We don't eat people. 3 years later, the senior who cut me off became a superstar, and he finally figured it out. The always composed, noble-looking star suddenly widened his eyes on screen, mouth falling open in regret. A second later, watching the live broadcast, I received his messages. "Wait, I finally get what you meant. 3 years ago, I had a crush on my senior Luke. I joined the same club and started my pursuit. I texted him, 'From now on, I can only address you formally, because you're on my mind.' I waited, with my face buried in my hands, heart pounding, ready for him to ask why so I could deliver the cheesy punchline. Luke replied, 'Sure, you're so polite. Ha ha ha, cat paw thumbs up sticker.' My enthusiasm died on the spot. I didn't give up. I asked, 'Senior, where are you from?' This one was safe. No matter what province he said, I could respond with, 'Wrong. You're from the land of my heart.' He he he. I rolled around on my bed in embarrassment, but Luke replied, 'No idea. I'm an orphan.' I froze. Seriously? How did my pickup line turn into a hell-tier joke setup? I wanted to die. I'd stepped on someone's painful past. Luke added, 'But I guess maybe I'm from Woohoo, because I can woohoo and take off.' He burst out laughing, then said, 'Oh, I was joking earlier.' 'Joking about that?' My roommate beside me sighed. 'Give it up, friend.' The two roommates exchanged looks. We finally understand why this top-tier guy hasn't dated anyone in 3 years. Because he's a total goofball. But still, I refused to give up. I kept chatting with Luke, trying to get closer. Finally, on his graduation day, I gave him a bouquet. Luke smiled and said, 'Thanks, Junior. I'll treat you to dinner next time.' My tongue trembled and my heart raced. I lifted my head and blurted, 'Next time we eat, I want to appear on your dinner table, okay?' Luke stared at me, confused. 'What does that mean? My family doesn't eat people.' That was it. I finally understood. Even if Luke was a goofball, he couldn't be that dense. He must have been pretending to politely reject me, slipping away from all my confessions with graceful footwork. I got it. I backed off. That night, drowning in sorrow, I blocked him from seeing my moments and posted a dramatic rant. One retreat, and it is for life. My sins are tenfold. First, meeting you. Second, knowing you. Third, befriending you. Fourth, delighting in you. Fifth, missing you. Sixth, caring for you. Seventh, waiting for you. Eighth, guarding you. Ninth, loving you. 10th, falling for you. My love for you roars like a tractor climbing a mountain, loud and unstoppable. But why did you hurt me? Why make me like you this much? My roommate stared at my phone, losing all patience. 'Jennifer, block me too, or I swear I'll come over and smack you.' I glanced at her sadly. 'Then can I at least play a song?' 'Fine. As long as you stop posting cringe on my feed, do whatever you want.' Hugging my phone, I played it out loud. 'Loving you was never my mistake. It's your handsome face that led me astray.' My roommate fell silent. 'Jennifer, I finally understand why you're single.' She looked at me sincerely. 'Luke may be a goofball, but you're the queen of cringe.' And just like that, my youth ended. I gradually stopped talking to Luke. After he tried chatting a few more times, he faded too. We lost contact. He became a superstar. Within a year of graduating, the love song he wrote blew up overnight. Tall, handsome, sings and dances full package. His agency repackaged him as the icy, ascetic top star, Luke. Even a random lipstick ad on TikTok could pull 1 million likes. I quietly followed his updates, watching every interview to the end. The latest one was a rapid-fire Q&A on Celebrity Buzz. Luke, all poise and aristocratic chill, looked at the host. 'Luke, were you always this steady and cool since childhood?' No expression, no hesitation. 'I'd say I'm lively. What games did you like as a kid?' 'Jumping rubber bands.' 'What music do you like listening to?' 'Grab you by the thigh.' Cut. The director behind the live stream screamed like his lungs exploded. The stream cut off. A few seconds later, Luke reappeared and answered calmly. 'I enjoy Tchaikovsky's Slav Slava Chicken Poop March.' It's Tchaikovsky's Slavonic March, someone whispered, exhausted and hopeless. After that, Luke never streamed again. And I became one insignificant fan among millions. The reason I keep this secret is that my dramatic teenage moments rant became a lifelong stain. Since then, no one calls me Jennifer anymore. They call me Minister Jennifer, the Minister of Retreat. One retreat, and I retreated into eternal embarrassment. Still, I can't deny there's a tiny corner of my heart that still beats wildly for Luke. Only the tiniest corner. I typed under his newest promo photo, fingers flying. Have you ever played piano? Because you look like my beginner pianist. Sent. Then I typed again. I just got stung by a bee. Half my face is swollen. Minister Jennifer, are you messaging Luke again? My roommate, also my post-grad co-renter, shot me a sharp look. It was like she had eyes on the back of her head. She always sensed my every move. I waved frantically. No, I'm not. I didn't. When she turned away, I saw my notifications explode 99 plus. Have you played piano? You look like my beginner pianist, Luke replied. Never played, but if I rest my head on a desk, paint a few teeth black and show them like piano keys, maybe I'll get pretty close. I just got stung by a bee. Half my face is swollen. Luke. Oh, then you can play a grand piano. Luke. But seriously, are you all right? I can call a doctor for you. The comments below were full of LOLs. A minute with no reply. Did the OP actually get stung? Dude, were you really trying to become a piano? Come quick. OMG, this thread is wild. Dum-dum. Silly. Bro, are you summoning troops from Khan's armies? I quickly replied. My face swelled up, so I looked up the bee species. Turns out I was just humbled by your good looks. Slurp, Luke. Huh? Sometimes being online alone feels hopeless. Luke, how are these words coming out of your mouth? The comments roared again. Luke, that's called cheesy pickup lines. She's using cheesy pickup lines. I still didn't know it then, but fate's gears had already begun to turn. All I knew was Luke's final comment. Cheesy pickup lines? What's that? I should study them. Lying in bed, possessed by some demon, I opened my old chat app. Luke's avatar was still gray. Ever since his debut, he hadn't logged into this account once. Our chat was still stuck at that summer 3 years ago. He asked, Junior, have you eaten? I replied, yeah, and that was it. I covered my face, sighing. From the living room, my roommate burst into hysterical laughter. Jennifer, Luke just replied to some idiot on Weibo. Her comment is even cheesier than yours. I hid my face deeper. Luke's new song dropped. On day 1, it shot to no. 1 on the digital sales chart. Every day on my commute, I'd see his face on giant mall screens' sharp sculpted features. Surrounded by household name celebrities, he still stood out handsome enough to rival the brightest actresses. In the ad, he wore a pristine 3-piece suit, lying coolly in a bathtub filled with flowers. It made you wonder, if you unbuttoned just one button, would he panic? Would he blush? What expression would he make? I stared so long my neck started aching. Then I lowered my head and slipped into the rushing crowd heading back to work overtime, biting into a cold bun. The words I once failed to say were now even further out of reach. When I got home after working late, my roommate was staring at me, troubled. I asked, Did you break your plungers again? She'd snapped 2 already back when she tried to climb walls like Spider-Man. My roommate shook her head. I've got good news about Luke, but I'm scared if I tell you, you'll start liking him again. I said calmly. Don't worry, I won't start liking him again. I've actually never stopped liking him. I added silently. She sighed in relief. I heard one of Luke's friends is getting married and asked him to be a groomsman. Want to go to the wedding with me? I answered evenly. What day? I might not have time. This Saturday, she said. Got it, I replied. Anyway, we're free. Let's go freeload a meal. I walked into my bedroom slow and steady. The moment the door closed, I took a deep breath, grabbed my hair, shook my head wildly, tap danced, silently screamed, rolled across the bed, and even climbed the wall like Spider-Man. After finishing my wall crawl, I dropped to the floor, panting, and did 10 push-ups. Then I used nasal resonance to belt out Shin's Love You to Death, then DeLonge's Punishment of Impulse, and ended with shaking my hips while singing Love Like Fire. Finally, I changed my WeChat profile picture, and so, drooling cross-eyed Patrick Starr. Boss, am I meeting the client on Saturday? Boss, forget it. Go mess around. I'll send someone else. Mission accomplished. Saturday arrived, and the wedding banquet was packed, loud drummers pounding, firecrackers exploding. My roommate and I arrived late because we'd taken the metro the wrong way. Tony, the groom's brother, was Luke's college classmate and also my roommate's old club friend. Honestly, I never expected Luke to have such loyal friends back in college. He was always rushing somewhere on a shared bike. When Tony saw us, he greeted us warmly. Come on. All the college folks don't drink. They're sitting by the kids' table. Luke's already here. We're dancing. Dancing? We walked over, confused. And when the crowd parted, everything in my head went blank. All the noise disappeared. The whole world shrank down to one person, Luke. He sat stiffly in his chair, knees together, hands on his lap, expression wooden, confused, and painfully reserved, too scared to even take a sip of water. Only then did I snap out of it and take in the scene around him. I fell silent. A bunch of friends were clapping as they circled around him. Here comes the hometown superstar, Mr. Luke, visiting our hometown today. Our hometown superstar, Mr. Luke. Visiting our hometown today? Our hometown superstar, Mr. Luke. Visiting our hometown today. My roommate laughed for ages before joining right in, clapping and hopping behind them. They even plotted a new route incorporating jump rope rhythm dance steps to enrich the choreography, to enhance the artistic effect. So there they were, a line of fully grown adults, in work attire or full makeup, some with slicked back hair, others already balding clapping to the beat as they danced around Luke. Oh, hometown super star. A table of kids nearby suddenly looked wise and composed by comparison, staring in horror. Luke finally snapped, shot to his feet, and yelled, Hey, you were off beat just now. I'm really mad. Everyone shrugged, dragged him back into his chair, and he accidentally glanced up straight at me. His gaze locked onto mine. I jerked my head away, pretending to chat animatedly with my roommate. He didn't greet me. Tony slung an arm over him, breaking the stare, and seemed to nudge him toward singing a song. What song? Anything you like. Their voices drifted off. I stopped laughing. I'd laughed so hard earlier that my upper lip felt glued to my teeth, leaving me dry-mouthed with embarrassment. You okay? My roommate asked. I shook my head. Hey, yeah, I'm happy. Free food, big star, great combo. My roommate gave me a long look but said nothing. Suddenly, the speakers crackled with a mic test. We both turned. Luke was lowering his head, studying the crowd seriously. He was clearly standing on a makeshift stage in an ordinary hotel, yet with that face and presence, he looked like he was headlining a stadium concert. I want to dedicate my favorite song to Tony and his partner. Wishing you a lifetime of happiness, congratulations. Tony smiled gently, unaware of the horrible mistake he'd just made. Luke took a deep breath, closed his eyes, cold and passionate at once. Fake booze, fake smokes, fake buddies, ooh, fake love, fake touch, fake tender show. You tricked me home with sugar words, then late at night you, stop. Tony boomed, voice thunderous, panic written all over him, nearly getting a death glare from his mother-in-law. He reached out dramatically, stopping Luke with all his strength as if his life depended on it. I love you, bro, come down, please, I'm begging you. Luke smiled. So you won't make people clap and jump rope in front of me again while calling me a superstar? Never again, brother. Never. Luke chuckled, cleared his throat, and switched to another track, his breakout hit, Endless Night Rain. You're blazing and fun, yet hard to read. In long moonlit talks, you're the only flare in my universe. Dust covered me, falling deeper into dust. Fiery thoughts collapsing like salt in boiling water. I hide my love away, but rusty feelings awaken every rainy day. I listened quietly. I forgot to clink my glass with my roommate, forgot to pretend I wasn't watching him. So when he lifted his eyes between verses, our gazes met through the bustle of people. Luke smiled slightly. To me, it looked like a polite, gentle, long time no see. After the banquet, my roommate and I headed out. But it was raining. People buzzed around, calling home for umbrellas. In that murmur, like an undercurrent in a dark sea, something shifted behind me. Junior. My spine snapped straight. Even my roommate stopped mid-complaint. We turned together. Luke jogged up, breathing a little fast. He waved me over. People stepped aside as he walked toward me. His mouth opened, closed, his palm rubbing anxiously against his slacks. I forced a calm smile, gripping my roommate's hand tight to steady myself. Senior. Long time no see. I stepped back slightly, ready to say goodbye. Luke immediately stopped me. Did you eat? The three of us froze. We had literally just eaten together. My roommate snorted, then quickly bowed her head with a funeral-level serious face. Yeah, it was good, I said. Assuming the small talk was over, I retreated another inch. Luke blurted out, panicked. Shrimp, did you eat the shrimp? I did. And the braised pork? He shoved his hands into his pockets, stole a glance at me, then yanked them back out. And the pork? Yeah, that too. Oh, good. He straightened his tie and shoved his hands back into his pockets. And the 8 treasure rice? Had that too. What about you? Did you eat? I didn't. Too many calories. My agent won't let me. Oh. We stood there at the entrance, staring at each other. Thankfully, the guest list was small and full of familiar faces, no paparazzi. My roommate, holding it in forever, finally whispered, I didn't get any 8 treasure rice. I tried to grab some, but someone spun the lazy Susan. I didn't dare spin it back. I wanted Jennifer to help spin it, but she was busy. My face flushed hot. I was busy listening to Luke sing. Luke nodded thoughtfully. Wait here. Tony ordered extra tables. There should be leftovers. He jogged backward, waving as he went. Don't leave. I'll be right back. Then he turned and sprinted off. My roommate asked nervously, did we give too little gift money? Is he hinting at us? I had no idea. All I knew was that I climbed into the car Luke ordered for us, hugging a warm box of 8 treasure rice. Just before the door closed, he pulled out 2 concert tickets and handed them to me. Junior, if you have time, come listen, okay? His eyelashes were so long the raindrops clung to their tips. He didn't care, just wiped them off casually, bent down by the car window, and shouted over the heavy rain. If you don't like my songs, that's fine. Andy Lau is the guest. Come watch Andy Lau instead. Luke was such an idiot. For his concert, rain, knives, meteors, I would have gone anyway. When we got home, my roommate tucked the 8 treasure rice into the fridge. She looked at me, hesitating, then sighed. I still wanted to eat that, but since Luke gave it to you, I put it in the freezer. It'll last 10 years. Keep it safe. I laughed. She stared at me and suddenly said, Want to give it another shot? I looked at her, surprised. She'd always hated the way I pined after Luke. But she just shrugged. Before, everything I knew about him came from your stories. Seeing him today, he's not exactly what I pictured. Life's like this sometimes. You gotta jump off a cliff with your eyes wide open. Maybe you crash. Maybe you land on a hidden path. No one lives their whole life walking the safe, flat road. Luke's new song, Feast, blew up. The whole app was flooded with it. Even when I opened TikTok, every soundtrack was his. To prepare for the awards ceremony, his agent finally allowed him to do live streams again. Much later, I learned that the night before the ceremony, the agent racked his brain listing every possible question the hosts might ask, and prepared polished answers for all of them, to avoid another disaster. Under the agent's brutal drilling, Luke even muttered in his sleep. Hi everyone, I'm singer Luke. Happy to attend the Golden Penguin Awards. Today I'll be performing the title track of my new album, Feast. On the next breath, still asleep, he continued, Thank you for the compliment. I've dreamed of singing since I was young. Yes, my favorite piece is Tchaikovsky's Slavonic March, because I really love classical music. Thank you, you flatter me. Even though I shot to fame, I stay humble. My hobbies are picking up trash and using eco-friendly straws. My idol? Of course the award presenter, Aaron. I've listened to him since I was a kid. Yes, I enjoy golf, equestrian, skiing. My interests are refined. I'm calm, well-read. Yes, I know there's no Nobel Prize in math. I don't read research papers, I study philosophy. I read The Crowd, CNKI. Oh, I know CNKI, and Wanfang, VIP, Hans, SRP. I also know SCI, Elsevier, Sage. No, I didn't go to grad school, I just know things. I'm naturally studious. Ever since I was little, I've been serious, lively, obedient, sensible. At last, Luke memorized all the lines, perfectly prepared. His sleep-deprived agent finally relaxed, settling into the audience with anticipation. But he forgot one thing. Long ago, a goofy netizen had left 2 comments under Luke's post, and Luke, being truly studious, became fascinated and started studying cheesy pickup lines. And in one instant, just as he was about to wave and step onto the stage, everything he'd learned clicked. The quantity became quality. He achieved enlightenment. 3 years ago, he'd thought those words were strange and confusing. Now, like unraveling silk, he finally understood the truth. Oh, down below, smiling celebrities suddenly saw Luke stop dead halfway across the stage. Every camera swung toward him, projecting his face onto all the giant screens. And so everyone clearly saw it, the way his pupils shrank, his eyes widened, and even his mouth slowly fell open. His agent's eyebrow twitched. Luke lifted his head again and let out another delighted, regretful, oh. Across the stage, another idol, Carlos, who'd lost to him for the popularity award, leaned toward his agent and whispered in confusion. Huh? Does he really need to pretend to be shocked for that long? Is he showing off to me? Carlos's agent clapped just as blankly. I don't know, man. You're impressive too. He beat you, maybe he's just thrilled. Comforted. Carlos clapped a little harder, looking sincerely proud. Luke drifted toward the stage like his soul wasn't attached, nearly took the ceremonial tray right out of the hostess's hands, practically stealing her job. Watching the live stream at home, my roommate and I froze. What's wrong with him? Why does he look so dumbstruck? She asked. I shook my head. Is the Golden Penguin Award that amazing? No. He got 2 last year. Best New Artist and Popularity Award. My roommate stared hard at Luke's crazed expression. Then why does he look like he's losing his mind? Maybe he remembered something. Happy? The next instant, dazed Luke bowed to the presenter with the trophy someone shoved into his arms, only to slam both his head and the trophy into the celebrity's stomach. Oof. The presenter, Aaron. The very singer Luke, listed in his official profile as his lifelong idol, let out a pained grunt, almost collapsing onto Luke's shoulder. Luke panicked and grabbed him upright, and muscle memory kicked in. I've listened to your songs since I was little, Aaron wheezed. So you're assaulting me out of love. After the chaos, Luke finally reached the acceptance speech part. He stared at the mic. The room went silent. Oh, he exclaimed for the 3rd time that night. His agent wanted to die. Luke continued, I want to thank everyone. My producer, my agent, and lastly, I want to thank Weibo for teaching me so much. Really, so much. Thanking Weibo at the Golden Penguin Awards, hosted by Penguin Corporation, God help me. When he steps off stage, I'm strangling him, or poisoning his voice. Something. His agent held his head, exhausted. He wanted to die, but I felt very alive. Because right then, on my phone, 2 new messages popped up. Wait, I finally understand what you meant. After 3 years, Luke's brain circuit that orbited the Earth 3 times finally looped back. Minister Jennifer, stop retreating. Advance, my roommate said, peeking at my screen with a solemn tilt of her head. I took a deep breath and typed, So, do you want that? The livestream cut to the hosts announcing the next award. I couldn't see Luke's face. My heartbeat went wild, fear, nerves, hope tangled together. I do. In that instant, a firework bloomed inside my chest, bright and beautiful. An entire parade float rolled past, showering me with confetti. But 1 second later, I realized the confetti was getting excessive. Your senior has arrived. Purple Heart. Your CEO has arrived. Purple Heart. Your boyfriend has arrived. Purple Heart. Guns and roses. Rose ready to serve the cum. Princess Red Heart. Heart and tenderness, red bow, forever at your command, yellow heart. Blue is destruction. Green is disguise. White is nothingness. Yellow is warning. Pink is deception. Purple is mystery, and red is my love for my princess. My roommate shielded her eyes from the rainbow glare. What is he doing? She groaned. I stared blankly. He's confessing to me. My roommate deadpanned. Tell him yes. Stop him, please. Tell him Earth is humanity's home. We cannot let him keep doing this and make everyone's toes curl so hard they drill through the planet. I scratched my head and typed to Luke. I want that too. That night, after the ceremony ended, Luke smiled in the group photo like a man who didn't know the value of his own face, nearly getting kicked by Carlos, who hadn't won a single award. I clutched my phone, dazed. Luke and I are really together? But the next day, Luke messaged me. Have you eaten, Junior? This time, I finally understood his flirting. Awakening, I played along. Not yet, Luke replied. Then let me take you out. The truth was he'd waited 3 years for that. Not yet. His agent came to pick me up. He looked like he hadn't slept, or had weak kidneys, or both pure misery. When he saw me, it was like seeing the root of all evil. Sigh. Confused, I got in the car. After adding each other on WeChat, he stared at my profile picture, drooling cross-eyed Patrick Star, and sighed again. I finally asked, Sir, what's wrong with you? My heart hurts, he said. I was shocked. Wait, do you also like Luke? Are you heartbroken? Bullshit. I'd rather die, he said, then added, I've got nothing to say to a stupid Patrick Star like you. Forget it. Here, I'm sending you his WeChat. When I added him, I saw Luke's profile. SpongeBob plastered against a glass window, tongue and eyes deranged. The agent muttered, Every time I see that picture, I get a headache. I just want him gone. He is truly unfit for public responsibility. Luke accepted instantly. Hello, my princess, I replied. I'm sorry, man. I should have confessed directly back then. I shouldn't have used cheesy pickup lines. Please stop. I already feel secondhand embarrassment. Luke replied with a sticker of Patrick and SpongeBob catching jellyfish joyfully. I replied with a sticker of Patrick puckering up aggressively with polygonal suction kiss energy. Luke, I look forward to your live-action reenactment. Me. I look forward to your cooperation in my live-action reenactment. Luke thrilled. I get it. I finally get this pickup line! On concert day, of course, Andy Lau didn't show up. Luke shamelessly said, What else could I do? I was scared you wouldn't come. Then he dragged his agent over. His surname is Liu. You can call him Andy. Agent. Sigh. His face was pure impatience. But I knew deep down he was a good guy. In private, he told me not to blame Luke. He was just insecure. Growing up in an orphanage, working 3 jobs in college. He wasn't dumb, he simply never dared think anyone could like him. Now that he was famous and life eased up a bit, he kept revisiting those regrets of youth chewing on them, over and over until suddenly, he discovered a piece of sweetness hidden inside all that bitterness. I told him, Can you pick another metaphor? That one's kinda gross. He sighed. I figured if I made it too complicated, you wouldn't get it. Then added, Take it slow. The longer you're with him, the more you'll see his brain might be questionable, but he's a good man. And I knew he really was a very, very good man. During the concert, Luke sang his debut song Endless Night Rain again. I hid my love deep away. Rusty feelings wake in the rain. He reached that line. Then, in front of tens of thousands, said softly, Everyone, I want to change the lyrics. Because I don't need to hide my love anymore, friends. Amid the screams and applause, Luke grinned toward the crowd. Powder blue confetti drifted down like the warmest snowfall. In that snow, he winked at me. Beautiful, just like the first time I ever saw him.